Hey everyone, and welcome back to Manga Theater. My name is Ben, and another week, another episode of Death Note. I know I had to miss last week, but I'm getting towards the end of a rehearsal process, so that's taking up a lot of my time. But now I am back, and I'm so excited to continue on watching Death Note. Last episode was really good. It was one of the best episodes we've seen so far. It had two of the best scenes in the show that we've seen that took up the entire episode. The first scene that we saw was L's face reveal and figuring out how they're going to catch Light Yagami. The second scene, Light got really lucky because he was able to intercept Maki, who is the wife of Ray Pimber. She was going to send or give a message to Light's dad or the chief of police. And yeah, Light even said, "Oh, I might have a god at my side," because yeah, he got really lucky there. Two of the best scenes of the show so far in terms of exposition and dialogue, and it makes me really excited to get on to the next episode. Before we get started, just some housekeeping stuff. Make sure you hit like, hit subscribe. That is the best way that you can support me as a content creator if you've been enjoying these reactions. Maybe even leave down a comment down below what has been your favorite part of this episode or just the reactions overall. I also have a Haikyuu review series. I haven't been posting that a lot recently just because I'm trying to make sure that that is as clean as it can possibly be. But once we start getting that running, it's going to be coming out weekly. Go to the description below and you can check all that stuff out. But yeah, guys, let's get on into episode 8 of Death Note. This is really interesting watching now, knowing who most of the characters are, especially now that we know who L is. Still don't know who this girl is, the girl with the pigtails. Here we go, episode 7.
The fact remains this woman knows the truth. I have no choice but to eliminate her. So, have you told anyone else about this?
No, you're the first person I've told.
Aren't you bold? No one will find her body. And even if they do, they'll just assume that the death of her fiancé drove her to commit suicide. What's so funny, Ryuk?
Man, Ryuk is dying. He's having a good time. Why does he think it's so funny?
How can you be certain that we're all innocent?
From the beginning, I set a number of traps that would reveal if any of you was Kira. One I don't feel the need. You got the key, so let yourself in. Watari's on his way.
Why does he hold it like that? He holds it like a little slimy monster.
Report this incident to my father, if it's okay with you, that is.
I think I'd like to report it myself. And after talking to you, I've decided that it would be best to do it as soon as possible.
That makes sense. Just 10 seconds until 1:15.
Uh-oh.
I'd really love to see how she dies. Go on. Hurry to your death.
I didn't think so. She probably gave you a fake name.
What's going on?
She definitely
Should've
gave him a
happened
fake
already.
name. There's no way. Uh-oh, is she onto him? Oh no, is she playing him? Oh no, Light!
Hung themselves exactly when I specified. I should be able to control a person's actions.
Yeah, does Ryuk know? Is he able to tell if it's like her real name?
He's reacted the same way every time her name
He's such
comes
a
up.
little troll.
Gentlemen, it's an honor to meet all of you.
Oh, so this is the guy with the trench coat and the hat who has never been showing his face. Okay.
But what for?
She used an alias. That has to be it. Ryuk knew all along. He could see her real name with his eyes. Oh, this isn't good. It's gonna be almost impossible to ask
Yep.
her her real name knowing she gave me an alias the first time.
I should probably be getting back soon. Someone from the task force might be back there by now.
Damn it. I'm running out of options.
Yeah, how's Light gonna get out of this now? Cause he can't let the task force know that he can do that stuff to people, that he can write down circumstances for people's death.
Now, calm down. You know what needs to be done. Just find out her real name. I suppose if I had to, I could use force. I've gotta
Oh
get her
my
somewhere
god,
isolated.
use force.
But where? What explanation could I give her?
The animation is so clean, man. Apparently I heard that they spent like millions of dollars on every episode, which, hey man, I completely believe it. It all looks great.
Lenses, completely painless. Would I be willing to give up half my life just so I could learn this woman's real name? No.
Don't do it,
In
Light.
fact, it's not even worth considering.
Excuse me. I'd like to go there by myself, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. Why did you give us fake IDs?
As you know, Kira requires a name and a face to kill.
Of all people, the police shouldn't use fake IDs.
Enough. What choice do we really have given the capabilities of our enemy?
Yeah, come on. Shut up, man. Well, we should use fake IDs. Come on, man.
Remember, anytime you're in a situation where you have to give out your name to a stranger, make sure to use the name from your fake ID, understood?
Don't know how much that's going to help the commissioner. Because, I mean, it is his son. But, I mean, of course they don't know that.
I feel like some kind of secret agent going after Kira.
Quiet, Matsuda.
When she goes to the police with her theory about Kira being on that bus, and they look at all the people Ray Pember was investigating, it won't take them long to zero in on me. Hey, she's leaving. 5 minutes before that woman gets to police headquarters. I need her real name, and I don't have much time to spare.
Yeah, this is life or death, Light. This is, like, really, really high stakes. But it's like a little bit undertone high stakes, which is just so interesting. It's like she's just walking, you know.
I've got to find out her real name, then eliminate her quickly.
Yep.
There's something that I should probably tell you. The task force has been organized so that its members can't be identified and nobody on the outside knows who's in charge.
I don't know if Light's going to be able to get her today. He might be able to misdirect her into a different direction where she can't meet the task force. He just needs to stop them from meeting. I don't know if she's going to die this time. We'll see.
That's pretty clever. I'm impressed.
If this is supposed to be a secret, then how do you know so much?
Guess I spoke too soon. Very well. You leave me no choice. It's because I'm actually a member of the task force. Huh?
I'm sorry. You're telling me that you're an agent?
Yes. He was concerned that the task force had become too small. Many detectives had quit fearing for their lives, and so...
Okay. Man, if she even meets the task force, this is trouble.
Elle trusts you then.
These days, the task force is made up of a chosen few, an elite group of people handpicked for the job by Elle.
Ryuk is dying this episode. He's having a great time.
But just to be safe, I'd like to try and visit the task force headquarters again.
Uh-huh.
Goodbye.
It's like I just told you. They won't let you talk to anyone.
Light's looking a little bit desperate now.
Oh, and come to think of it, who's at the police station right now?
Actually, no one's there at the moment.
That's not good news.
I understand. Aizawa, I'll put you in charge of that for today.
It's literally impossible to meet Elle.
You may be right, but I think that there's a chance that he'll meet with me. He might remember who I am. You see, I worked under him in a case in the U.S. about 2 years ago.
Are you serious? This is it. Finally something I can use.
Maybe it's unrealistic, but I think that if I go to headquarters and I give them my name, there's a chance that they'll let me speak with him directly.
But if the only person you could trust with this info was Elle, then why me?
I suppose I was upset that they wouldn't allow me to see anyone from the task force, and that's not it. I'll be honest with you. It's because you remind me of Elle.
Yep. We've talked about that in earlier episodes, the dichotomy between Elle and Light.
You to come work with us as part of the task force. We could use your help. I know this is sudden, but the team needs people like you. You could be doing so much more than gathering information on your own. I can't help but think that it must be fate that I met you today. I'd like to be the one to recommend you.
Oh man, my heart is beating really fast. I'm really nervous.
But you're young and beautiful, and you've got your life ahead of you. Why put it all in danger?
No! Now that Ray's gone, I've got nothing to lose anymore. Please let me investigate this case with you.
Oh my god.
I just need to see some form of identification before we proceed.
You see, the name I gave you earlier, well, it wasn't actually my real name.
Oh no.
I'm so sorry.
I'm impressed by how incredibly
Oh
thorough you've been.
no.
You've stayed one step ahead. That's just further proof of your capabilities.
So will a Japanese driver's license do the trick then?
You know, the music is
I made it in time.
Why, am I asking? Why do you keep checking your watch?
Oh, well, I guess it's because I'm Kira.
Imagine if it was a fake ID. Is she dead? Or
What's the matter?
There's something I have to do.
oh.
My father's cell phone might be available now. Do you want to see if you can talk to him?
I have nothing to say to him.
Then goodbye, Naomi Misura.
Naomi Misura. You were so close. Oh man. Discussion? Um, first of all, I want to praise how the writer slash mangaka brought in a very intelligent character and brought them in seamlessly, but then immediately killed them off. It was very Game of Thrones style in writing there, in that I was thinking, okay, she's gonna become a big player, but the writing made sense, right? Because if she tells Elle about what she knows, the whole thing is going to collapse. Eventually, they're going to whittle down the bus people to Light Yagami, right? And I was a little bit afraid that, well, Light, he would have no way of finding all the people who was on that bus and killing them off one by one. I guess he could start with the person he took on a date, but that would just be, you know, immeasurably cruel. Almost so cruel to the point that it's like, okay, it's through the part of no return. This episode was actually very low key. So, you know, and we've seen this a lot of times in animes. We've seen it in like Attack on Titan. Dr. Stone's going to have it in the future. We've had it in Mob Psycho, where the characters have to get someplace, right? The biggest example is, of course, Attack on Titan Season 4, when Eren is running down, is running to connect with Zeke, you know, and then he gets his head, you know, wallop, the head blows off, all that stuff. Where you have to stop. One character has to get somewhere, point A from point B, or the character has to stop someone from getting to point A to point B. And most of the time, that stuff is high stakes, right? Because they have to get there, and it feels like everything in the world is trying to stop them. But in this one, it was the similar scenario, but it was like L had to just play it. He had to use his wisdom and his smarm and his ability to talk and speak to get past this scenario, which is just like, it was a really, really good way of doing that. I guess you could say that she was maybe not as intelligent as we thought. That she fell for that is a little bit, you know, not fall for it, but she was too trustworthy. Maybe it's not that she was not smart. She was very smart. She was smarter than Ray Pimber, but what she was she was a little bit naive. Not a little bit, a lot naive. She shouldn't have trusted anybody. She shouldn't have talked to anybody unless it was Elle directly, unless she knew it was Elle. She shouldn't have told anybody her name, anybody the information she got. Something else that we've seen in this episode is we were able to get a glimpse at Ryuk's power that he told Light. He was telling Light earlier in the episodes that, like, I can give you the power to immediately look at somebody and tell what their name is. He can have that ability for a shortened lifespan, for a half spent lifespan. So if he died at 100 instead, he would die at 50. Right. And we were able to see that because Light was writing down her name and Ryuk was just laughing and giggling to himself because he was like, oh, that's not her actual name. Come on, man. So he was actually able to catch on to that, and we were just able to get a glimpse of it. And Ryuk said he wasn't going to help Light, but Light was actually able to use that. So I guess in a way Ryuk did help Light, but he did it in a very unhelpful way. So I guess those two things cancel each other out. But yeah, it was really interesting. I don't know if we've seen somebody's like eyes or face when they're kind of in that brainwashed state, right? Because the Death Note, you write that down, and then whatever the Death Note says, they go do, right? But we were able to see Naomi, which is her real name. We were able to see her eyes kind of like open up and kind of like blur, and she was just like, "No, I gotta go do something," and she went to go hang herself. So yeah, that was really sad. But yeah, Light gets away with it again. Something else that happened this episode is L gave the police officers fake IDs, fake badges, which is something he should have been doing from the beginning. It's the reason why why his downfall was so quick, and now it's the reason why his wife received a somewhat similar downfall. But yeah, and then Aizawa, who was that cop who walked by, he was able to just walk by and see her. I guess maybe that could have implications that later on he's like, oh, wait, I saw this, or I saw her somewhere. Or I doubt that, though. I think it was more to be a dramatic thing of she was so close. She was really, really close. Right, she was really close, and the fact that he just was walking past her is a dramatic irony in a sense. We finally were also able to see L's sidekick, which was interesting. I hadn't really been like interested in that, but the fact that he was able to show his face shows that L really does trust these groups of policemen. So yeah, don't know how much that fake ID is gonna help Light's dad, but we're gonna have to see how that works out. Well, guys, it was another great episode. The dialogue in this one, once again, pristine. The way that it flowed, nice and easy. It was literally just took place. The whole episode took place of two people walking back to a police station, and the fact that so much happened during it is just like a testament to the writing quality and the animation level. Yeah, I mentioned in the episode that this was apparently the most expensive anime of all time, which completely believe it. Like, there is not a frame that does not look short on quality, and yeah, they really, really brought it. But yeah, you guys, before you leave, make sure you hit like, hit subscribe. We'll be back next week for episode 8 of Death Note. Bye, you guys. Discussion?